Hello, everybody. This is Ferris.
And this is Caleb Lenore, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the Homecare Guyz.
Look, man.
Well, we have a great episode today, guys. We have a great episode. We're talking about ways we grew our home care business during the pandemic. So before we dive into that, Ferris, how's your week?
Man, it's been really good, brother. Got a chance to go out of town this week. If you have not actually visited, if you have not visited the Biltmore Estates in Asheville, North Carolina, you got to go through and actually visit there. Man, this is like my wife and I third time going, our kids' first time.
Okay.
But it's just an amazing, I want to make sure you and I, maybe me, you and Josh, we should go to the Biltmore Estates.
You hear that? A brotherly bun at the Biltmore. That sounds like it's like a lot of B's, a lot of consonants. Brotherly bun at the Biltmore. I think that'd be great.
I think it'd be cool, man, because one thing I look at the Biltmore, the Vanderbilts actually built the Biltmore Estates. Right. And so one thing I look at is the modern day amenities that they had back in the late 1800s.
Wow.
I mean, they had a bowling alley, they had an indoor pool, they had AC.
What? A bowling alley?
A bowling alley.
What? Indoor
pool, AC, refrigerators. House is huge. The mansion is huge. The grounds is everything. It's just beautiful, man. It's really good, especially for people that want to dream. I kind of build their dream and their belief system up. Right. Go there and see what was made, and then it'll definitely do it, man. But
I bet that's amazing, man. Like the Biltmore. I've been to Asheville before. It's located in Asheville, North Carolina, right? So Asheville's what, 3 hours and a half?
About 4 hours from me.
4 hours from Atlanta. So yeah, that would be a great Ferris. I'm gonna hold you to it. You heard that? We're gonna hold you to that.
I'm gonna go through and schedule it, man. How was your weekend, bro?
My weekend was great. So I played tennis. So this was our final tennis match for the playoffs, and unfortunately we lost. And so my partner and I had another partner.
Caleb, look, I told Caleb beforehand. I said, Caleb, do not start no losing streak. We got time for that.
So we lost, but we went into a third set though. It was 6-4. 0-6 because we took the second set 0-6, and then it was a 6-1, I believe. So it was.
Why do you think you all lost?
I don't know. I think that one of our opponent, the guy, he was really good with hitting the ball, and the other lady was consistent.
You said that last time.
I did say that last time.
You better go out there and practice.
You know, and that's probably one thing, Ferris. I don't really have time to practice. So our practice schedules are I'm looking at the camera now. Our practice schedules are every Wednesday, and so I don't really make time to practice. So I need to make some time to practice. But I'm pretty good though, Ferris. I hit the ball really well.
Well, look,
let me tell you one more thing too, though.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm super excited. Guess what I watched on TV yesterday?
What did you watch?
Bel-Air.
Do you have Peacock?
I do have Peacock.
Oh, man.
Well, I'm borrowing it from someone.
Okay. Okay.
To be honest.
Don't say that on
But listen, I can't say it on. But Bel-Air is amazing.
For real.
Bel-Air is amazing. If you have not watched Bel-Air, you need to watch Bel-Air. It's a really good show. It's about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And it's like the reboot. It is fantastic.
Is it comedy or is it drama or?
You know, you have some bursts of like the Will Smith comedy, but it's like the series. So it's, I guess, like a comedy drama kind of situation, but it's really good. Will Smith, Westbrook Productions, they did a great job. I want to say, you know what, and they wrote down these characters so well, like Hillary. You know, Hillary, the old Hillary was more so like she was like the, you know, didn't have the brain, airhead. Oh, they made Hillary an influencer, a social media influencer. It was great. Like how they wrote that, it was amazing.
I can't wait because I thought Peacock was the same thing as NBC. Okay, but I guess that's the app subscription version of it. So I'm definitely going to be getting it so I can see. I think Peacock's only like $4.99 a month or something like that.
It's $4.99 a month, and then also $3.55 is on Peacock right now.
What's that about?
The show with the movie with the starring Lupita Nyong'o.
Okay,
as the assassins.
Oh,
that's good. Really good. That's a really good show.
There's a lot of good shows coming out.
So you gotta get Peacock. Get Peacock. Yeah. See, Peacock we need an advertisement.
They need a sponsor.
Hey y'all, I'm telling you. But let's dive into our conversation today. Man. You know, we're talking about ways that we grew our business during the pandemic. This has just been a whirlwind of the past 2 years. It's been really interesting, especially seeing so many people need home care services. And so we're going to dive into some of the ways that we grew our business. One thing I want to start off with is 92% of marketers use social media as part of their marketing efforts. And 78% of salespeople engage in social media are outselling their peers who aren't. So if you're on, most people that's on social media affairs are really outselling their peers. And so that's one way that we grew our business. We were very strategic about our digital marketing efforts. Yeah. And so, Ferris, let's dive into like the importance of digital marketing in this time.
I think as we know, we're in 2022. And so one thing, a company that does not have a marketing strategy that includes digital marketing or online advertisement or social media advertisement is a company that is obsolete. And so gone are the days where we can put flyers up, put yard signs up, go through and actually expect billboards to go through and bring in customers. We have to meet them at their point and go through and actually understand their wants, their likes, their desires as well.
Right.
And so a lot of research came into our strategy whenever we started an aggressive online marketing strategy. We went through and did a lot of market research. We really understood who our customer was.
Right.
We were able to go through and actually speak their language. We were able to go through and put the right advertisement in front of them, which also led to higher conversion rates as well. And so one thing I would just say, if you're in whatever type of business, regardless of restaurant, home care, whatever type of business, is really understanding what your customer needs. And go through and maybe be able to go through and actually put the advertisements that they will be attracted to in front of them so that you can go through and meet their needs as well. So,
well, I'm going to tell you one thing too, and to actually increase our digital sales, I know that one thing that I have learned was this program called InShot. And InShot is a program that we pretty much, I'm teaching all of our different marketing teams. It's an app on the phone. You can download InShot. But you turn your phone sideways and you record. And I remember one of our advertisements, I'm not a text person. Like I'm not a savvy person when it comes down to editing videos, but I end up doing InShot, and it was really, really simple. I recorded a few things, a few takes, and I edited it myself. And believe it or not, I posted it on social media, I posted on Facebook, and I received over 400,000 views.
Wow.
And so from a simple advertisement that I did on InShot, I think the app was actually free. And so it just pretty much kind of put our exposure and our brand out there about different services that we provide. And so I would definitely encourage you to download InShot. Definitely that's going to increase your digital marketing efforts. For us, that really worked. Ferris, what are some things that you have done, like, I guess, marketing wise?
I want to go through and actually kind of, before I go to things I've done, is to piggyback off of what you just said. A lot of times people wait to get the fancy cameras, the best equipment, the best mics, being able to go through. It's a lot of expenditures that people think is needed to go through and actually produce a product. Right. And I like what you just said. You had your phone, which most people have when you turned it sideways, did the landscape. So also suggesting turn your phone sideways if you're going to go through and record a video.
It looks better that way too.
Especially for most platforms. And then, but you took action. And I think you can have the best strategies, but if you never take action, nothing will come of it. Right. And so just like I said, some of the things that I did throughout the pandemic to go through and actually help promote our business, I started researching. I wanted to understand how to go through and integrate different technologies with our advertisements. So what I did, I ran a lot of Facebook advertisements utilizing messenger bots, going through and being able to go through and actually communicate with individuals automatically, being able to carry a conversation, which it saved a lot of time for our health coaches, with our marketing personnel, but it answered the questions for those individuals that were inquiring about services. Right. And what it was, very cost efficient, but also it allowed for us to go through and actually scale. So we didn't have to have someone behind the computer going through and actually messaging right off every little message that come in, but we were able to go through and give everyone the attention that was needed, and ultimately get them to a live person that could go through and actually take them down our funnel as well.
Right. Well, he did a great job with that, because that has really just brought so many leads our way. And the main thing is, not only do you do it for yourself, but you teach it as a program. And so I have majority of our marketing team knows how to work InShot. Yes. And so that pretty much is not just kind of allowing us to do it for ourselves, but it's pretty much teaching the training on how to do it. And so if you go from, a few people to one person learned about marketing to everyone doing digital marketing, that's how you can increase your sales. And that's what we did.
Does that work with real estate?
It works with real estate.
Does it work with restaurants?
Works with restaurants.
Does it work with, definitely we know it work with home healthcare companies.
Counseling services, anything that you think of. It could be a tutoring service. It could be a landscaping business. Any of those digital marketing, you have to be out there. You have to put yourself out there, and it has to look professional as well.
Exactly. The creativity, getting where the people are.
Hey you, you. Do you know of a disabled child who needs in-home care services? Hello, everyone. I'm Kashonda Beasley, your Gap Care Coordinator for Athens, Georgia. I cover the surrounding counties: Clark, Walton, Morgan, Elberton, Jefferson, Pendergraft, Commerce, Oakwood, and Gainesville. Our work is specialized with providing in-home pediatric care for disabled children in the comfort of their home at zero cost. Yes, zero cost. So if you know of any disabled children, please give me a call at 478-387-9248. That number again is 478-387-9248. It's a great day to be a Georgia Bulldog. Go Bulldogs!
And man, you just said a mouthful right there.
Well, another thing that we have done too, Ferris, just like with our current studio, we really took, during this pandemic, we really took social media and just digital marketing serious. And so we even produced a whole department. We created a whole department on that. Speak about this department, Ferris.
Yeah, so
from buying equipment to everything.
Exactly. So as you know, content is king. Content is king. You can have the best services, but if no one knows about it, no one will ever know about it. And so we understood the philosophy of getting the messages out there. Even right now, our podcast is a part of our content strategy to go through and actually make sure that you guys see us on a weekly basis, a couple times a week at a minimum. But you're able to go through and hear us. You're able to go through and get ingrained into the Homecare Guyz, because our expectations is whenever you need in-home care services, you can go through and think about, hey, let me go through and see what the Homecare Guyz think about this.
Right.
So we are delivering other information that's geared towards entrepreneurs, etc. But we do have a lot of content that's geared towards healthcare. And so as we built out the studio, the focus was to go through and actually, how can we be of service at another level? We wanted to have a professional studio. We started off in my basement. Then we came into one of the rooms in our office.
Days.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness, I remember those
in the
days.
hot basement. But it culminated to where we are now. And again, this is just the beginning as well. We have a lot of things, because our goal is to go through and not just produce in the strategy part. Our goal is not just to produce our own content. Our goal is to go through and actually reach out to other content creators, to go through and actually have other people come and utilize our studio to actually do their podcast, to film their commercials. It's a lot of things that we have down the pipe as well.
Yeah, we're taking this digital marketing thing so serious that we are actually getting ready to build out a whole massive studio with other podcasts and photos and photography rooms and audio and recording. So we're really taking this serious. And so the more you take social media and digital marketing serious, the more returns you're going to have on your investment. And so we have seen that truly for us, especially during this pandemic. Let's talk about the next thing is brushing up on your virtual selling skills. One thing that I take pride in is especially for our Gap department, and I really see all of the outcome of the training is that we have really developed a training on virtual lunch and learns. And so our virtual lunch and learns is pretty much how we introduce some services to different key referral sources, and everybody doesn't want everybody to come inside their facility. And so we had to practice that, and that's a practice and that's an ongoing training that I developed for our team, and I have really seen significant outcomes with that. So virtual selling, what is important about virtual selling, like selling your services?
Man, I remember when the pandemic first kicked off, Zoom, most people didn't know what Zoom was. Zoom was like, okay, your car goes Zoom. Right. And so that was the reference point of Zoom. But the pandemic really forced us to kind of go through and utilize video technology. It really forced us to pick up the laptop, because we were bound by this as well. So what it did was it allowed for a lot of people to get in front of people that they would have never met before, because the doors were not opening. And so we had to realize and get comfortable with being in front of a camera. We had to get comfortable with presenting. We had to get comfortable with PowerPoint. We had to get comfortable with creating, slowing down to create. So one thing that I see that we've experienced is we position ourselves to not only meet the need when we knock at the door, but also when you go on and log in. We're able to be right there, whether it be actually scheduling a virtual meeting, whether it be actually in an advertisements, but we're able to be there. And I want to give a big shout out to your team as well. I've seen some amazing presentations that were had by some of your team members that really, they articulated very well, the presentation very, very well, and it really represented the company and the quality of services that we have as well. So big shout out to the team members that actually did that as well.
Yeah, and I want to say that it takes practice. I think that the main fear for, I guess, digital or doing things virtual is like being in front of the camera. A lot of that was the one thing that I think that I had to really tell my team, you know what, don't be afraid, you know, especially it's like you're talking to a person face to face.
Correct.
But, you know, when you're on camera, you know, you get those jittery buzz that want to start back over and things like that. So you just have to keep on going with it. And so I have seen such an improvement with that. And that definitely we've seen definitely significant returns on growing the business with that.
Exactly.
What are some other things, what are some other ways, Ferris, that you feel that we have grew our business during the pandemic?
I like to go through and say we grew the people within our business. So that's one of the big things right there, because a lot of people already were suffering from anxiety just because of the unknown of the pandemic.
Right.
And so one thing that I would like to go through and say, a lot of our people, they leveled up. They leveled up in all areas, not only just in finances, but in their personal life, in their professional life, in their knowledge base. They were challenged a little bit more. They learned a lot more during the pandemic because we did not come in with the answers to every question. We allowed them to go through and sit and think about it.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of times when it comes to growing a business is not just giving the answers, it's not just getting the clients. It's about, is that person truly growing throughout the process? And so that's one thing we really invest a lot of time, energy, and resources into going through and actually not only doing the trainings, but allowing people to grow. And I think the ones that really took root and where the seed was really planted, man, we have some developing leaders that's going to crush it in this industry. We have some people that's going to be trailblazing, and we see them at different levels within our company, and executive levels and management levels and director levels, just because they took this opportunity serious.
Right. I think that's important. And then I you know, as we talk about leaders, you know, I've realized, especially we talked about early on one of the podcasts about those different levels of leadership, about positional and permissional leadership, and then people development leader. And I think that right now, like especially during the pandemic, since everyone had to work remotely from home, and you know, they really didn't come in the office, we had to figure out a way how to unite everyone consistently and pretty much kind of be on the same page. And so having outside people and having training about leadership was just so important, especially during this pandemic, because not only are we can't see the people on a day-to-day basis because they're working remotely, but we have to create that form of that unity, and community. And so I think that was so important about like growing the leaders within. One thing that I'm excited, especially to say is, while most people, especially they say in real estate, when people are scared, that's when you buy.
Yep.
You know, and when people are are not scared, you pretty much but the gist of it is, when people are fearful, that's when you need to buy. And so that's when you need to take over. And so with us, Ferris, I think we have done that. When the pandemic came, we made sure that we expanded. We're continuing to expand to different states and different models now, and different services and programs. And so while people are fearful and optimistic or are fearful about like the future, we're saying, you know what, no, we're going to take the bull by the horns. We're going to go in and we're going to expand. We're going to expand this. We're going to expand services. And so that's one way that we have grew our business as well. Exactly.
Caleb, I think just like I said, culminating this conversation is like we really grew the business by growing ourselves and growing our team.
Right.
And the outward effects is the business it just blew. I was looking at the number. We grew by hundreds of percent over a year's time frame, and that was it. Just don't happen. It just don't happen. And that's one thing I would encourage you as an entrepreneur or as a team leader or developing entrepreneur is to go through and really take these opportunities serious. Like go through and take that next breath serious. Go through and take that time that you're spending on the job serious. Like if that means that you have to go through and commit a little bit more to finish that project, take it serious and commit. If that means going through and showing up early to go through and show your supervisor, even to show yourself that, hey, you're committed, do what you have to do, remaining on task. If you're in school, do your work. These are the habits that you form, not when you get a position or not when you start a business. You create habits when you don't have nobody hanging over your head to do things. You create habits when there's no deadlines. And so that's how we grew our business, is because the habit was already there. Now it's just executing the plan to go through and actually allow it to come to fruition as well.
And I want to say, especially as we have given you some tips on how to grow it. I think the best is yet to come, because you know, once you identify in these new practices and principles that work, you want to continue with that. You know, we want to still do traditional model, but we also want to do what is working right now. And so a lot of the digital aspects of marketing is working tremendous for us. So we don't want to just stop that even when the pandemic is over. We want to keep that going.
Exactly.
And so we're excited about that. And it seems like we're just, and Ferris, it's exposing our minds. Yeah. Because, you know, a little did I know, I never thought I'd be behind the camera.
Wow.
Never thought I'd be behind the camera. Never thought I would be creating a podcast or a show for the public. And so this is just exposing my mindset to many new things of, you know, many new interests. And so I would just encourage, especially our viewers and our listeners and future entrepreneurs, you know, definitely put yourself in this seat. Get out there, expose yourself. Don't fear the camera. You know, this is a tool that is used to grow, a tool to use to create brand awareness and recognition. So I would encourage you to continue to put yourself out of your comfort zone and definitely go into digital marketing to grow your business.
Kayla, you said it really, really well. We just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in to this great episode. We really appreciate all the likes, the subscribes, the comments, the messages, the shares. We appreciate everything. And if you have not done so, please go to Spotify, please go to YouTube, or like us here on Facebook as well, because this is what also get the messages out to other people as well. It is our goal to hit 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
500.
So we want you to go through and click the link below. Regardless if you saw this on Facebook or seen it on any other platform, we want you to go through and click the link below, or go through and find us, The Homecare Guyz with a Z, on YouTube, and go through and click that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified when we go live, or either when we go through and actually put up new content, because this is valuable content that we want to get out to the world as well.
Exactly. So Ferris, you said it. We had another great episode of Conversation Homecare Guyz. I hope you stay safe.